Well, here we are on day 5 as we are coming to the end of our week. We're going to be looking at faith in action today and 1 Samuel 17:25 to 37. You know, David's confidence came from his past experiences of God's faithfulness. You know, he stepped out in faith knowing that God would deliver him. So just let's reflect on how we can put our faith into action. And let's consider past experiences where God has been faithful and he has let that fuel your confidence in him. As we reflect on 1 Samuel 17:25 to 37, I'm struck by David's unwavering confidence in the face of what seemingly seemed an impossible challenge. And while the entire Israelite army was paralyzed by fear, David stepped forward with the boldness that could only come from a deep personal relationship and experience of God's faithfulness. You see, David's faith wasn't based on abstract belief. It was rooted in specific, tangible experiences where God had delivered him in the past. And whether it was from the paw of the lion or the bear, these past victories fueled his confidence that God would deliver him again, and this time from the giant Goliath. See, this reflection really challenges us to consider how we can put our faith into action, especially when facing challenges that seem a bit overwhelming. It's one thing to profess faith, but it's another to act on it, especially when the stakes are so high, because David's example teaches us that faith in action is not about recklessness or bravado. It's about trusting in God who has proven himself faithful time and time again. So like David, we have our own lions and bears that God has delivered us from. And these experiences are not just memories, they are testimonies of God's faithfulness that we can draw strength from when facing new challenges. So as we take time to journal or reflect on the specific instances where God has shown up in our lives, whether in big ways or small, by revisiting these moments, we can strengthen our confidence in God's ability to help us to overcome current and future obstacles. See, David's faith wasn't passive. It propelled him into action. He didn't just believe that God could deliver him. He acted on that belief by stepping onto the battlefield. You know, this challenges us to consider areas in our own lives where we might be hesitating to act because of fear or uncertainty. And we can identify one area in our lives where we've been holding back due to fear or doubt. It could be a decision we've made by been avoiding, or a conversation we need to have, or a goal we've been hesitant to pursue. We will take a step of faith, trusting that God is with us, just as he was with David. See, David's confidence wasn't in his abilities, but in God's power. And this is a crucial reminder that faith in action doesn't rely on our strength or resources, but on God's. And when we step out in faith, we are not depending on our own abilities to succeed, but on God's promises to be with us. You know, in moments when we feel inadequate or overwhelmed, we'll remind ourselves that it's not about our strength, but about God's. And we can commit to praying before making decisions or taking action. And it's about asking God to lead and empower us. David's faith in action became a testimony to those around him. His courage not only led to Goliath's defeat, but also inspired the entire Israelite army. And our faith in action can also be the ripple effect, encouraging others to trust God in their own lives. And we can share our experiences of God's faithfulness with others, whether through conversations, social media, or in our community. By doing so, we can encourage others to put their faith into action as well. So Lord, give us the courage to put faith into action. Remind us of your faithfulness in the past and help us to trust you with the challenges of today. And just as David stepped out in faith, knowing that you were with him, help us to act on the belief that you are with us in every situation. And may our faith in action be a testimony of the power and the love to those around us. Amen. You see, this reflection on day 5 is a call to live out our faith in a practical, tangible ways. It's about moving from belief to action, trusting that God, who has been faithful in the past, will continue to be faithful in the present and the future. So by stepping out in faith, we're not only experiencing God's power in our own life, but also becoming a witness of the greatness to others.